Hello and welcome to Unit 6, Part 2. My name is Mr. Bell, and today we're going to create some inequalities to model specific scenarios, and then we're going to solve some inequalities just as review. When asked to model a specific scenario, every one is a little different. So you've got to read the question carefully and identify the parts and then try to interpret what it's trying to say so you know what signs and which inequality to use. So this one says Sarah is buying candles. Short candles cost $3.50. So I know it's $3.50 for short candles. The tall candles cost $5 each. So $5 per tall candle. She can spend no more than 80 bucks. Create an inequality to model this scenario. So you've got to look at this situation and realize that we're comparing two things. The cost of the short candles and the tall candles, and then the amount of money that she has to spend. If she can spend no more than 80 bucks, then 80 is the maximum that she can spend. The cost of the stuff has got to be less than or equal to 80 bucks. Hence, she can't spend any more, no more than 80. A lot of times people just see the more than and they think, oh, that means greater than. Well, be careful. This one says no more than 80, meaning 80 is the max limit that we can spend, and this amount has to be less than or equal to 80. This next example says the total number of short candles and tall candles, so we have short candles and tall candles again, needs to be at least 20. Create an inequality to model this scenario. So this time I need the total number of short candles and tall candles to be at least 20. If you think about at least 20, that means 20 is the minimum value that it can be. I really need more than 20 if I need it to be at least, at minimum, at smallest 20. So that would look like this. This represents the number of short and tall candles being more than or equal to 20, which satisfies that requirement of being at least 20. I can have 20 or more candles, but I definitely don't need less than 20. In this example, it says, in my classroom there are boys and girls, but there can be at most 33 students in a classroom. So we have boys and girls, and there can be at most 33 students in my room. So let's think about what at most means. At most means the maximum limit in my room is 33. So I actually need to have less than or equal to 33 in my classroom because 33 is the most it can be. So my amount of boys and girls has to be 33, which is the maximum number of desks I have in my room, or less. So be careful when you see at most. Some of these words require you to, or phrases, you have to really think about what it's saying. The maximum amount, at most. So the greater than symbol, the inequality opens up towards the larger thing. 33 is the maximum, and the boys plus girls has to be 33 or less. Since we were modeling with inequalities, I thought it would be a good chance to just review some solving inequalities. In this case, we have 3x minus 10 is greater than or equal to 20. We want to solve this thing for x. We need to get rid of this minus 10 by adding 10 to both sides of the inequality, leaving me with 3x is greater than or equal to 30. One last step to get x by itself is to cancel this times 3, which is to divide by 3. Since I did not multiply or divide by a negative number, I do not flip my inequality sign. 30 divided by 3 is 10. And don't forget, sometimes you'll be asked to graph this. 10 is our point of interest. Greater than or equal to will be a solid circle, and all the values that are greater than or equal to 10 are to the right on the number line. Last example to review is negative 5a plus 2 is less than 17. We need to solve this thing for a. So let's get rid of this plus 2 by subtracting 2 from the left, and then I'll subtract 2 from the right, leaving me with negative 5a is less than 15. We need to get rid of this times negative 5 by dividing both sides by negative 5, leaving me with A. Don't forget that because we divided both sides by a negative with inequalities, that means I have to flip my sign. 15 divided by negative 5 is a negative 3. And sometimes you will be asked to graph it. Negative 3 is our value of interest. Because it's just a greater than symbol, not greater than or equal to, it's an open circle. All the values greater than negative 3 will also be to the right on a number line. All right, thanks for watching and hope this helps.